What's up, guys? I believe we are live with big news. I've put that this is the start of a new era for this channel because that's exactly what it is. I've been working on a big project over the last month, and that's why I was away from YouTube. And this big project started like a year and a half ago when I created my first ebook, The Profitable Poker Player: 4 Principles for Success in Poker, in which there were many downloads and you guys seem to enjoy it. But after a year and a half revisiting this ebook, I saw that I could do something better. And that's natural. If you're a poker player who tries to improve in the game, you will look at your game and at your works from previously, and you will see that you could improve because you improved. It's part of the game to improve. No matter your age right now, you who are talking to me right now, the level that you are at poker now is not even close to the level that you can become if you do the right thing. So if you study, if you play and look at your game in a critical way, in a way that you're really always trying to learn from the experiences that you live by. So for example, in my vlogs, whenever I post a vlog here, you can learn by seeing the things that happened to me, seeing the right things and the wrong things that I did, and you can improve by that. And that's actually another principle that I teach in what I'm about to tell you here, because the big news is that I created a version 2.0 of my ebook of The Profitable Poker Player, in which I inserted more principles that when I looked at the previous version, I could see that there was many things that I did in my game that I didn't put in my ebook because I didn't have it clear in my head what did I do. But now I did it and I put in this ebook, and it's the version 2.0 of my ebook, The Profitable Poker Player, now with 6 principles for success in poker. And like I did not only added 2 new principles, but I also added more graphics. I added better explanations of what I was trying to explain to you, because I'm naturally, I know how to talk about poker, but when you try to put it into words, you're able to organize better the things that you say. And in this ebook, like, it's a 34 pages ebook, but I assure you that I put a lot of effort in each one of those pages. It was not something that I just wrote and delivered to you, not at all. Like, I really put a lot of effort, a lot of even trying to be perfect for you guys. And I'm happy to be able to provide this ebook for free to you. It's only about clicking in the link in the description and downloading. But the reason why I created this live was first to talk about the ebook, but also to answer any questions you have. I've been away for a long time, but I wasn't not doing nothing, not at all. I was working on this ebook. I was playing a lot. I was studying a lot. If I have a poker vlog, a poker channel, that my goal is to help you become a better poker player, I better be studying and becoming a better and better poker player day after day. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a fake, and I'm not a fake. Everything I done in my life, guys, like I am 28 years old now, but everything I done in my life, I can see now that I always had my way of doing things. Like, I am not perfect. I am not at all a person that only has good things to say about myself, not at all. But I believe a good thing that I have is that I have confidence in what I do, and I do my best in everything I do. So even though I might make mistakes throughout the way, and if you see my videos, you can definitely see many things that nowadays I would look at differently or I would say differently, but I was trying my best, and I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna keep doing my best to improve every day so I can deliver a better content for you. And this ebook is the best I could deliver now. Most likely in 6 months from now, a year from now, I'm gonna look at this ebook and say, man, I could do a better job. But again, that's natural, that's healthy. If you don't look at your game in the past and say, man, I was doing some mistakes here and there, I should have done this better, you are not being a poker player that is improving. And if you're not improving, the game improves, guys. The game 10 years ago, the level of the game 10 years ago was not even close to the level of the game that is right now. Why? Because people improve. But while the average improves like this, okay? Imagine this is a graph and the average is improving little by little like this. You can improve like this. And one of the ways you can do that is downloading my ebook, which is for free. I don't know how long I'm gonna leave this ebook for free, but thank you all for the download of the previous ebook. And thank you all. I made a big thing on Instagram talking about the ebook and already had a lot of downloads, more than I expected. So thank you for that. But here on YouTube is my main social media. Instagram is my second one. By the way, if you guys, I'm reading what you guys are seeing. Robert Page, thank you, Robert. Ezekiel, what's up, Rome? Matthew at Hustler. Nice, man. Like, man, if you, one thing you can be sure of, and is that this channel is my life. This ebook is my life. Like, I'm very attached to the quality of what I deliver to you. And in this ebook, in my videos, on Instagram, I will always be trying my best to deliver to you guys. If you guys have any questions, I got some questions from Instagram that I'm gonna respond now. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to say here. I opened this live to make this announcement and to talk about the ebook, but I also made this live to talk to you, to be able to talk to you and understand what you guys are thinking. Maybe if you guys have some questions, so feel free to do that. And let me go through the questions on Instagram. And I'm gonna go with a spicy one that I received here, and is that many people say that 1-2 is unbeatable. You say that you have a 20 big blinds or more win rate at 1-2. Are you a liar? Man, I'm gonna tell you one thing. What happens in the 1-2 is that the rake is more relevant, because at least in most of the casinos I played in my life, the rake at 2-5 and the rake at 1-2 is the same. And because the 1-2 game is smaller, what's gonna happen is that the rake is gonna be more relevant. But it's not because the rake is more relevant that the rake makes the game unbeatable, because many games, they charge 10% rake with a $5 cap and probably a $1 for the high hand. So that's maximum $6 in the rake at 1-2. But if you play a tight aggressive style or even a loose aggressive style, and you are way better and you have a lot of edge in the players you play, you will have a big win rate. Because what happens is that people in the 1-2, the vast majority of people are weak players. Because usually the strong players, they will usually rather play 2-5 because the rake is less relevant and the game is bigger. And they're gonna play 2-5, 5-10, 10-20. They're gonna play as big as they can, because if you are beating the game, the bigger the game you play, the better, because you are beating this game. So you want the small blind and the big blind to be as high as possible. But the 1-2 and 1-3 are beatable. 3 years ago, I played 1,500 hours at Horseshoe Casino in a game that was 1-2 with a $200 cap. And man, I was making more than 20 big blinds an hour in the game, and I made for a long time that. Over the 1,500 hours, what I made is $32 an hour, so that's 16 big blinds an hour. Nowadays, I really believe that I would make more than 20 big blinds an hour because I'm a way better player than before, but don't think that 1-2 and 1-3 is not beatable. Just understand that the 1-2 and 1-3, the rake is more relevant, so that's bad for the game, but that doesn't make the game unbeatable, because the quality of the players is very low. And I hope I responded to your question. You called me kind of a liar, but that's why I opened a live stream here, because, man, send me any question, even if it's spicy, as long as it's an interesting question, I'm gonna respond. Let me see another one. Peter Miller asked, where am I playing right now? I'm talking here from my house in Brazil, and I am playing online. Why? Why it makes more sense for me to play online? Because if I decide to play in Brazil live, I'm gonna play in the currency of Brazil, which is a currency called real, Brazilian real. And it doesn't make sense for me to play in Brazilian reais instead of playing in dollars, because dollars is a stronger currency. So where I'm playing right now is both on Poker Bros and on Club GG. I usually open 5 to 6 screens and I play there. Club GG allows me to play my computer, while Poker Bros, the Poker Bros club I'm playing with, they mostly allow only cell phones. So what I am doing is playing on my computer on Club GG and playing my cell phone on Poker Bros. But if I decide to play on Poker Bros in my computer, the only thing that is going to happen is that I'm going to only be able to play in like the 3%, 4% of tables that allows computers to play. And those tables are have a probably tougher field than the tables that I can play in my cell phone, because in the cell phone, I am playing against people that are playing the cell phone. And most of the pros that I know, at least, and play online, they will rather play in their computer because they have access to softwares to give information for them. They will have access to all the screens. When you're playing your cell phone, what happens is that you can play 4 screens, but you have to switch screens. You're not able to look at all of your screens. While when you're playing in your computer, I can just put all the screens and see everything and use a software to give me info about the players I'm playing. So it is better, but this club on Poker Bros is a very good club if you like to play on your cell phone, because they only allow you to play in cell phone on 95% of the tables. So if you want to join this club on Poker Bros, the link is in the description. Feel free to do that. That's where I'm playing right now. I'm playing both on Club GG and on Poker Bros. You guys have to play wherever you feel that is the best choice for you to play. The mission of this channel is to help you become a better poker player. So what I'm trying to do here is make you more aware of how things work, because I'm pretty sure that many of you don't know that sometimes when you're playing online, the other guy has way more resources than you. And I'm not talking only about money, but I'm talking about softwares, I'm talking about programs, I'm talking about studying using GTO Wizard, that I talk a lot about that for you guys. And bro, whenever you guys see a content from here, you gotta know that I'm trying to deliver value to you, while at the same time I'm trying to entertain you. This is what this channel is about. I don't do only poker vlogs, but poker vlogs are the videos that are more popular here, and that's what I'm gonna do more. But I'm definitely gonna keep doing poker videos about strategy as well. I'm gonna keep doing that because one thing that I love about YouTube is that I can make a video today that this video can literally be watched by someone in 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. And that's powerful. Like, I'm 28 years old and I intend to play poker my whole life. And so I know that what I'm doing here is planting good videos, putting good videos out, good videos and useful videos for you, and those videos will keep being watched and watched and watched. And what I want to try to do here is to make a win-win, because while poker is a zero-sum game, so for me to win, other people have to lose, I want to do a win-win game here. So for me to grow on YouTube, I gotta be useful to you. I gotta be useful for you to improve in your game, to have a better life, to have better results, to have more awareness about poker. And this is mostly what this channel is about delivering value to you. And that's why we are growing little by little, fast, I don't know. But one of the principles I talk about in my book is about being stoic. Is actually the first principle. And being stoic is a lot about looking at yourself on what is under your control, so you can do what is under your control and do your best. While many people in poker and in life, they usually focus on what is not under their control, and they don't have no influence over that. So that's just wasting time, you know? Let's say you are in a hand and you go all in and a guy calls and you got ace king and the guy got ace jack and you have like 75% equity, kind of like that. And then the jack comes and you lose. You can do two things. You can get mad and be mad, oh, poker is terrible or whatever. You're gonna say a bunch of things. Or you can say, man, I put my chips in a good spot. I had 75% equity. So that's fine. I did my part. Just move on, you know, because sometimes you get bad beats. But sometimes the bad beats will be in your favor as well. And in those times, you know what you should do? You should evaluate your game in a way that, did I play my best? Did I do something wrong? And if you did something wrong, you gotta be, I get mad at myself. Like, I'm way more attached to how good I'm playing. What am I doing in my day to day? What decisions did I make in my day that I feel like they were very good decisions? And when I make a bad decision, I get mad because I don't want to make bad decisions. Poker is a game about decision making. Poker is a game about wisdom. And the better your decisions, the better your results. It's not about how good did you run yesterday or how good will you run tomorrow, but how good will you play consistently and how fast you will be able to improve your game. You know, because I wished to have a channel like this one to be able to learn from a guy that already went through the experience that I didn't went through. Like most of my students that comes from my one-on-one coaching nowadays, they are people that play for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And man, that's amazing, you know, because I play for 11 years and I already made a lot of mistakes in my life. And what I try to do with those people is to deliver the most value I can. So first, their investment pays off. And second, they don't make the same mistakes that I did, or they make more of the right things that I think they are already making. I basically try to study your life and you as a whole to be able to understand what are your strengths, what are your leaks, everything that is under your reality, so I can just bring awareness to you of what can you do better, or what are you already doing great, and keep doing more and more of that. I'm gonna read what you guys are saying here. Maybe there's something. Okay, Robert Page says, often I hear you say, I have to be right X% amount of times for this call to be profitable. How do you do the math and get that percentage? That's pot odds. That's simple pot odds that you gotta get how much we will call, and you also get how much will the pot be and how much will you win. So you can do that calculation by understanding how often you need to be right for your call to be profitable. Because sometimes you gotta call, let's say you gotta call 1,000 for a pot that will bring 4,000 to you. So you're calling 1,000 to win 4,000. So you don't necessarily need to win a lot of times, very often, for your call to be profitable, because you're calling 1,000 to win 4,000. That's way more. So you just get 1,000 and divide by 4,000, that's 25. You make times 100, so you gotta be right 25% or 20%. Or usually when I am in the table, what I do is that I get a roughly percentage, because you don't have the exact numbers of the pot, but you have, I call 1,000 for a pot that has 4,000. So I gotta be right roughly 25% of the times for this call to be profitable, and I got a hand that makes sense for me to call. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call. In the end, our decisions inside the poker table, they have to be based in logical reasonings. They have, your emotions at the table will only make you weaker at poker. Emotions are not good for your game. But we are all human beings. And the good news is that most people are emotional at poker, and most people will make those mistakes of being emotional in their decisions instead of being rational. So while they are being emotional and you are rational, you build one more edge over the players you're playing. In the end, profitable poker is about building edge. The bigger your edge, the better. And this edge can come by you making consistently better decisions than your opponent in general, but it can also come by you are able to look the whole table very well, you have a very good vision, while there are people in the table that don't see even the flop, so they won't be able to see other players, they won't be able to get tells from other players. And I'm talking about tells here, but that's just one more edge. What you're trying to do as a profitable player is to have a bunch of edge, and the bigger the edge you have, the better, because the bigger the edge, the bigger your win rate will be. And so if you have a huge edge at a 1-2, 1-3 today, as I had 3 years ago, it makes a lot of sense for you to play higher. Because if you play higher, you're most likely gonna beat the game you play, and you're gonna beat a more expensive game. One thing that I'm seeing that is really good is that there are many people nowadays, just as the question that I received here, that says 1-2 and 1-3 is unbeatable. Okay, so go play 2-5. That's nice. I'm glad that the 2-5 will have more players wanting to play 2-5, because that will make the field of the 2-5 become softer. And when the field becomes softer, because you have this level of game and the field is this level, you have an edge. And if you have an edge, you're gonna make money. Poker, profitable poker, is not about being lucky, guys. It's about being better than the players you are playing against. And you can do that by being better than the 2-5 game that you play in your casinos, but you can also do that by being better than your home game that you play with $20 versus your friends that don't know nothing about poker. And in this channel, you can actually have access to very high quality content that helps you do that. In my ebook that I'm talking about here, but you can do that in my videos that you see me playing. Man, in my vlogs, I really try to be really transparent. So whatever you see there is what happened in my sessions. And of course, I put the highlights. But I'm really trying to be transparent in a way that I make you learn from my experience in the vlog. Today I launched the Poker Profit Vlog 73. So there are 73 vlogs that, be sure, if you watch the first vlog, when I watched the first vlog, even though I'm happy with the work I did, I could definitely play better than I play, and I could definitely make a better video than I did. Life is about how you react to what happens to you, and not exactly what happens to you. So if one day you lose a lot in poker, and oh my god, I lost a lot, you can be sad because you lost a lot, or you can be critical about how did I play today? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What can I do to improve in next session? I don't do the same mistakes as I did today. You gotta be stoic. In my ebook, the Stoic Poker Player, that is the first principle, is only one principle. There are other 6, and the Stoic Poker Player is not even close to be my favorite chapter, not because it's not good, but because there is a lot of high quality content in this ebook that I'm providing you for free. So make sure to take advantage of that. You just have to click the link below and say your name and email, and you're gonna have access to the ebook. Let me see if you have some other question here. Two ways to learn: from your own experience or from someone else's experiences. Much better to learn from others' experience than have to go through that your own. You're wise, Robert. You are wise. That's how wise people learn. We will all learn from our mistakes, but the wisest people, they are able to learn from other people's mistakes, and they are also able to use their mistakes to make them better. Because the problem is not about making the mistake, but on how will you react to that mistake. Another principle that I teach in the book is the anti-fragile poker player. So about anti-fragility. Anti-fragility is basically about getting any bad thing that happens to your life, and you find a way to get that bad experience and transform into a good thing. So anti-fragile people are the people that go through terrible moments, horrible moments, but instead of breaking after going through those experiences, they find a way to be better. That's the book. It's written by Nassim Taleb, and in my ebook, what I do is summarizing this book and focus on poker, not on life. But man, poker is a lot about life in the end. If you see the best poker players you know, they are probably wise, they are probably smart, they are probably logic. And tell me, who are the successful people in the world? They are wise, they are logic, they are smart. Just as poker. It's just because poker is a pure game about logic, about skill. There is luck involved in poker in the short term, but in the long term, the people that are going to survive in this game are the people that actually are good at poker and are good at improving their game in a faster rate than the average. Because again, I already told you that the average will grow their level in poker little by little through time. But you can grow your results and your game in poker way faster than the average by doing the right things, by looking at your game and at the things you do in a critical way. There's no problem on being critical. Like, if you want to be a profitable player, if you want to be a successful in this game, you cannot be soft. You cannot be the guy that hears the truth from other people and gets mad to it. No, you gotta be analytical. You gotta be a person that really is logical in everything you do, or at least in most of the things you do, because logic is your best friend in poker. There's a phrase that I say that is, be reasonable, make sense. Man, you will be surprised on how often people talk about poker to me or to you, and the reasons that they say why they did what they did doesn't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense, that's a bad decision, because your decisions should make sense. The things that you say, oh, I 3-betted this hand because of this. Okay, that makes sense. The flop comes ace, king, deuce. Okay, I have range advantage, and because of that, I'm going to decide to bet big because I have a shitty hand, a 5-4 suited, and I have one of my worst combos here. So I'm going to bet big because I want him to fold. So I bet 2/3 instead of 1/3. Okay, he calls. Turn, you hit a gut shot, and you still have all the ace king, ace queen, aces, kings, ace jack, a bunch of hands that you keep betting. So what are you going to do? You're going to bet. If you decide to keep betting, you're gonna bet the exact amount that you would bet if you had the hands that you are representing. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, there is a problem. If it does make sense, that's great. And that's what you should look for in poker. You should look for making decisions that if you say out loud, they make sense. If someone makes you a question, you are able to answer that question in a way that it makes sense. So in a way that is not flawed, that is not, how can I say this word? Sorry, English is my second language. But there's a lot of people that are like this. This is empty inside. So if you look at it like this, you don't know what is inside. But some people are just empty inside, while other people are full with good things. And you should, at least I try to be the people that is full of good things inside my life. Poker is not the only thing I do of my life, guys. I live in Brazil because I like living in Brazil. I enjoy my life. And besides being able to live from the game, I'm also able to be happy living from the game. And I think one of the things you should try to find in poker is to have a healthy relationship with poker. Many of you, the best relationship you can have in poker is having as a profitable hobby, because poker can be a profitable hobby. All you have to do is to play a game that you are better than the average, and that you consistently make better decisions than that average, and you consistently try to improve your game by making better decisions little by little from time to time. I said this in the beginning of this live, but I say it again. Your level right now is not even close to what your level can be in a year from today, in 2 years from today. Look at Doyle Brunson. Man, this guy is a really example for me, because he played poker for a long time, and you can see that the little things that he did for the game made the game better. And you can see that he was a good person, and he was good for the game, and he kept playing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. There are many people today that everybody's talking about that in 10 years from now, everybody will forget. And you know why? Because they will make bad decisions that will make them want to get out of the game. While if you, let's say I'm talking to you, the other side of the screen, and you want to take poker as a profitable hobby, you want to have fun, but you want to make profit. That's great, man. You can do that, You just will have to do better decisions than the average of the players you are playing against. So if you decide to play 1-3 in Vegas tomorrow, you got to look at the people you are playing against in a way that you try to understand if they are better than you or if they are worse than you. And if you are better than them, that's great, because you will make better results than them. And you're gonna have to beat the rake, because the rake is more relevant at 1-3. But it's not because the rake is relevant that you cannot beat this game. I assure you, you can't beat your 1-3 that you play. What you should do is look at your game in an analytical way that you understand how big is the rake, for example. If you play a 1-3 that the rake is $5 cap in 10% plus $1 for whatever, That's a beatable game. But if you play the same game and the rake is 10% with no cap, so if you get a $300 pot, they take $30 out of the rake. Even though this game is still beatable, but yeah, the rake is too big, so that's gonna eat a big part of your win rate. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: there is no rake that beats edge, none. What you're gonna do if you're playing in a high raked game, you gotta play tighter, but when you play aggressively. In Vegas, for example, the 1-3 and 2-5, they don't charge rake pre-flop. So if they don't charge rake pre-flop, what you can do is 3-bet more often, because you will win more pots pre-flop in which they won't take any rake. While even if they call your 3-bet, let's say you're playing a 1-3, someone open name raises to 12, you 3-bet to 36 or 40. You 3-bet to 40, and the guy calls. There is already $80 in the pot, $83 in the pot, and they're gonna take 5 plus 1, so they take $6. So there is $77 in the pot. So the rake is not even so relevant anymore because the pot is bigger, and you are also the player that you are the aggressor. So you have more hands in your range, the strong hands like aces, kings, queens, ace king, ace queen, ace jack suited. So you got all those hands, and when you see the flop, depending on how good the flop is for your range, you're gonna be able to bet more often. And if you have nut advantage, range advantage is you have many hands in your range that hit that flop. Nut advantage is you have most of the nutted hands. So if you have the top sets, the best straights, the best flushes in your range, what you have is nut advantage. So if you have nut advantage, you are able to bet bigger if you want, because you are more polarized in a sense that you have the nutted hands in your range. While if you have range advantage, you got plenty of great hands in your range, so you can bet more often. While if you have the nut advantage, you can bet bigger because you're more polarized. You have better, most of the nutted hands, if not all of the nutted hands in your range. Let me see if you have some other question. Yeah, do you discuss dealing with downswings in your ebook? Yes, I talk about not only downswings but about bankroll management and how you should approach on your bankroll. It's in the anti-fragile chapter, this part, because your bankroll should be anti-fragile. So for example, nowadays I play poker and I make money from poker, but it's not my only revenue, and that makes my bankroll become more anti-fragile because I have other sources of income that I can use when I'm in a downswing. I'm gonna face a downswing. The Poker Profit Vlog 72 was the biggest downswing of my life, in which I lost 6,000. I don't know, you gotta watch this episode to know, but that's the thing. Downswings will happen to all of us, but the bigger is your edge at the table, the smaller your downswings will be and the less frequent they will be. All my downswings in my life are not even close to how big are my upswings, and it's because I have an edge. And man, nowadays it doesn't happen anymore so often. But when I started this channel and when I said Poker Profit Vlog, the first poker vlog created to help you become a better poker player, many people started saying, oh, who do you think you are? Oh, you are not even that good, or whatever. One of the things I teach in this book is about building confidence in your game, but staying humble. I don't believe that being confident makes you arrogant. I think you can find a way to be confident, but staying humble, because humility is part of wisdom, and confidence is part of you improving your game and having such results that you just realize that you are better than average. And guys, I am better than average. I started this channel when I started playing 1-2 and 1-3. Often, if not 98% of the times, I felt like I was the best player at the table. But that's my obligation, guys. Like, I was studying a lot, and I was a guy that was playing 1-2, 1-3, while most of the pros were playing 2-5, 5-10. So man, I better be the best player at my 1-2, 1-3 table, because that game is really soft. And if I wasn't oftentimes the best player at the table, and I was trying to teach you to be a better poker player, that would make me a hypocrite. That would make me a fake, And I'm not fake, guys. Like, I'm here in a live and I pretend to do more live streams because I'm not afraid of your question. Like, I'm not afraid of being asked something that is a hard question, because I like hard questions. And if I don't know the answer to your questions, what I'm gonna do is try to find the answers with someone that can provide me the answers, you know? Let me see if there's something. Let me see if there's something interesting here. When are you coming back to LA? By Froy. Froy, I'm going to Vegas for the World Series, and I'm preparing something nice for you guys. Just so you guys know, cash game and tournaments is not the same thing. And if you want to be the best cash game player you can, or the best tournament player you can, I highly recommend you to focus on one of those, either cash games or tournaments. And this channel focuses on cash games. And why? It's because it's what I'm playing over the past 5 years solo and studying and improving a lot. So my level in cash games is way bigger than my level in tournaments, and that's natural. Like, it would be arrogant of my part to say that I'm gonna crush all the tournaments, because tournaments are a different game. While in cash games, most of the times I have 200 big blinds in my stack, 300 big blinds in my stack. On tournaments, I'm gonna go through plenty of different moments in which I'm gonna have 20 big blinds, 10 big blinds, 30 big blinds, 100 big blinds. It's gonna be the bubble. It's gonna have ICM in a final table. So tournaments are more complex than cash games, in my opinion, because for you to be very good at tournaments, what you have to do is to study many different scenarios that you will find yourself in the tournament. While in cash games, is money for money. You just play mostly with more than 100 big blinds. I mostly play with more than 200 big blinds, and I'm gonna make a video about that. It's already done. I have plenty of videos in this channel, guys, that are about to be posted. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend you to do that, because there's a lot of good videos coming, and not only the ones that are coming, but the ones that I'm gonna keep making. I don't know how old you think I am, but I'm 28 years old, and you can be sure that unless something very bad happens to my life, so I die or whatever, this channel will only keep improving its content. It's improving, because that's what I did my whole life, you know. I am probably one of the most competitive people you have ever seen in the world. I'm crazy about that. And whatever I do in my life, I try to be better than most people around, if not everybody. So I'm gonna keep trying to improve this channel, and I'm not competing exactly against other people, but I'm competing with myself, and I'm definitely competing with other people because that's the world we live in. But that's another principle that I talk in the book, that is a skill that I believe that I have and that you should have, which is the modeling skill. And the modeling skill is the ability to be able to model other people that are doing things better than you, in a way that you apply what they are doing to your reality, hopefully even better than how they are doing. So let's say you want to be a profitable player, a consistently profitable player like me. What you can do is modeling the things that I do right in your game in a way that you can even make better decisions than me, or make less mistakes than me, so you can literally get a shortcut to being a better player by looking what other player that is better than you is doing, and so you model it to your reality. That's very important for poker, but that's very important for life as well. Like in the ebook, I give some examples that you can read, and I highly recommend you to read. But for example, I am very addicted to soccer, just like most of the Brazilians. I am very addicted to soccer, and one thing that I am good at soccer today, but I don't think I was talented, naturally gifted for soccer. I think I became good at soccer because I played a lot of soccer in my life, and I also learned from other players that were better than me how to do what they did. So today, if I'm competitive at soccer, it's because I learned with many people throughout my life on how to be better at soccer, how to be better at soccer, how to be better at soccer. And if today I play poker for 11 years, I made the same process in poker as I did in soccer. So year after year in poker, I was better, better, and better, and better, and I was learning from other people, and I was learning from other people, and I was making less mistakes than those people I was learning, because many people, they are great players, but they also make a lot of mistakes. What I try to do in my game, and I still do, is to make the most right things in my game. So I want to make great plays and extract maximum value most of the times and bluff the right times and etc. But I also want to make very little mistakes. I don't want to make a lot of mistakes, because the more right things that I make and the less mistakes that I make, that's what's going to make my win rate be so big. In 1-2, in 1-3, in 2-5, in 5-10, in 10-20. And man, when I started this vlog, I saw many people criticizing the fact that I was not only a vlogger. So I'm not here only to show what I'm doing, but I'm here to teach you. And man, that's who I am, you know. I am not like any other guy that you see online. I am different, as we all are. We all are different. What happens is that some people let them hide their differences so they don't get like people saying, oh, you're this, you're that. Man, I'm not afraid of your critics. I am attached to the quality of what I do in my life, and I'm gonna still be attached. But I'm not attached over someone that doesn't even know me, that just watched one vlog of mine and said some bullshit that he doesn't even know what he's saying, because that would turn me into a fool, just like this person. You know, people that waste their time and waste their energy on bringing hate to other people, they are hurt. Like Gary Vee talks a lot about that, and he's a guy that I learned a lot from. You see, Gary Vee is not even a poker player, and I learned a lot from Gary Vee. I learned a lot from many people. The internet allows you to grow by teaching other people to improve in their lives, and that's amazing. I try to do that in poker, but there are many people, I'm sure you follow, that do that in other skills in life, other practices, and that's great. The mission of this channel is really the revealing value to your life, and that's what I'm trying to do here. And this ebook can definitely change your reality in poker and in your life if you read it and apply the principles that I talk in this book and the strategies that I talk, bankroll management, and etc. Let me see if there is another question. You started vlogging at 1-2 a horseshoe hammered. You know players that don't think on an advanced level, so how do you deal with lesser players who call down with anything? Do you tighten up to ABC Poker? Man, there's a chapter in the book that is the predator poker player, that I believe that for you to be really profitable at poker, you need to find a way to become a predator in the game. And if you see a predator in nature, whenever he sees some animal that is weaker than him, he attacks, he exploits, he makes the best he can, so he can exploit the most that other animal, and he can eat that animal. And that's how I look when I play 1-2 or 1-3 and I see someone who is calling down with everything. For example, if he is calling down with everything, what makes sense for me to do is to tighten up my range and bluff less often. Why? Because he's calling down with everything. So what I'm gonna do is tighten up my range and bet more often for value, as big as I can, in a way that he will call, and I'm not gonna bluff so often. But when I decide to bluff, I'm gonna bet small, for example, because the 1/3 bet works a lot, guys. The someone open raises, I 3-bet, he calls, flop comes XXX, and I see bet 1/3. If he misses the flop, he's gonna fold very often. While good players will know that they can check raise, they can check call, they can do a bunch of things. But how I react to players that are calling down too often, I'm going to bluff less, I'm going to tighten up my range, and I'm going to bet for value more often. While in the same table, there will be another guy that is just playing with great hands and just going when he has it. This guy, what I'm going to do is to bluff more often, is to lose a little bit more my range. No, I won't lose, sorry, because he's playing mostly with good hands. And so I'm gonna tighten up my range versus him, and I'm gonna bluff more often if I need. And I also, if he's betting the flop and the turn, and I have a great hand, what is probably happened is that a cooler is happening. So most likely I'll be aware in this cooler, most likely in which side am I, if I am in the side that is winning the cooler or losing, and I'm gonna try to extract maximum value if I believe I have the best hand. So I'm gonna raise more when I have the nut advance and the nutted hands, because I believe he has a great hand. And I gave two examples of two different players, but every player is different in a way, and you need to be a predator, and you need to have awareness on how can you exploit the players you are playing against the most you can, so you can maximize your profits over those players. I hope I answered your question. Let me see another one. What are the best ways to study outside of playing at the table? I would say my favorite way to study nowadays is playing poker, but getting the spots that I'm in a DAO and taking into GTO Wizard, that is the app I use. Let me show you guys here. Screen recording. Danilo, tu pode confirmar se tá aparecendo a minha tela? So this is the app. This is the software I use to study nowadays, but I really believe you should keep playing poker, practicing, even if you play online a game like 10 cents, 20 cents, 1 cent, 2 cents, but you should keep playing, because practice brings you new situations that you can later on take it to GTO Wizard and studying by yourself. But you can also, what you can also do is to watch vlogs of mine, watch videos of mine, or talking to people that are better than you in a way that you make them understand your reality and make you more aware and make you a better player. One product that we have in this channel now is is in the description. You can get a personalized one-on-one call with me. And in this personalized one-on-one call, it's not only about an hour that we're gonna talk. No, not at all. Like when you make the payment, what is gonna happen is that you're gonna come to talk to me on Telegram, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk on Telegram, and I need to understand your reality, understand your goals, understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, understand most. I need to learn everything that is relevant from your life, so I can look at what you are doing. And first I'm going to give you some videos to watch, some materials to study. I'm going to provide a lot of materials that you can do it by yourself. But after we do that, we're going to talk for 1 hour, in which in that 1 hour I'm going to focus on the subjects we believe that is the best subject to focus. I'm going to give you options. For example, let's say you play 2-5 and you want to improve your hand reading, but you also want to beat the 2-5 game you play. 1 hour maybe is enough to do both, but maybe not. So maybe I'm gonna give you an option that I can teach you how to use GTO Wizard from the start until a very advanced level in 1 hour, and you can get that video and study later on that video when you get the GTO Wizard. Or I can provide you a complete strategy for you to beat the 2-5 game you play in a way that your ranges pre-flop and your strategy post-flop and etc. is customized for that game in a way that you maximize your winnings in that game, because we thought through what were the best strategies pre-flop and post-flop to exploit that game the most we can. So what's the best way to study nowadays? There are plenty, but one of the best is definitely talking to people that are better than you, that bring awareness to you on what you need in your game in a way that you improve a lot in that 1 hour. In that, let's say I improve your game in 10%. Man, 10% over the long run is a lot of money, guys. Playing poker badly is very, very expensive. And many of you guys know that, or just realize that now that I'm saying that. But man, if you play poker bad and lose a lot of money, it's very expensive. While if you play poker good, you were playing bad, okay? You were here. And now you're playing okay, so you're playing here. Man, this edge is a lot of money for the long run. I don't know if you realize that, but just by, instead of playing horribly, you start playing okay, or you start playing bad, you are losing less money. So that's a lot of money for the long run. Most people that lose a lot of money are not subscribers to this channel and they are not watching this video. But it's great that those people are not watching this video, because those people are the source of your income. They are the people that you're gonna make money from. You're not gonna make, most of the money you make in poker is not from the good players. The good players are making money already. The money that you're gonna make, most of it is gonna come from bad players, the players that don't care about improving the game, the players that think that this game is about luck. A big thing, a big reason why poker is so popular is because luck is relevant in the short term. So even the worst players, they are able to win in the first time, second time, or any time. And when they win, they fall in love with the game, because playing poker is very fun and winning is even better. So they fall in love with the game. But if they are bad poker players, over the long term, they're gonna give it all back with interest, and a lot of interest. And it's healthy for the game. People that are bad players playing. Like, I hope those people never get out of the game, and I also hope the money they lose is not a money that they're gonna miss so much. But the fact that poker has luck involved makes the game be so popular. Don't be mad when some fish at the table give you a bad beat or a cooler. Like, be gentle, because that guy is a big source of income for most of the good players around the world. Most of the money you make is from bad players, it's not from good players, because good players are not so easy to take money away from them, at least in the long term. In the short term, we're gonna play pots, you're gonna win, I'm gonna win, you're gonna win, I'm gonna win. But in the long term, it's gonna be really hard to make money over the good players, because good players are aware of what they need to do to improve. And even if they are losing already, because of their good mentality, they are able to adapt to what is happening and stop losing and come back to winning. One thing that happens many times when I'm playing poker is that I can literally see that I make money in that table, because I'm seeing so many players making mistakes that I'm not making, and playing face up or being very easily exploited, that, man, I'm making money in this table, at least in EV, which is expected value. In the end, what matters the most is the expected value of your plays, and not the actual result of your plays. What matters the most is the expected value of your plays. So if you make a play that you go all in for $1,000, the guy calls, you have 80% of chance of winning, and there's $2,000 in the pot, that means that your expected value is $1,600. Because it's 80% of 2,000, while his expected value is $400. So you're making money in expected value. What you cannot make money every time is because 20% of the times he's gonna win and you're gonna lose, and you're gonna cry. Are you gonna cry? What are you gonna do about that? Like, you need to be stoic. You need to look at what you did and what was under your control. You shouldn't be looking at what happened in the end, but how good did you play in the process, because what matters the most is the process and not the actual result in one session. The actual result in one session is short term, that doesn't even really matter. What matters is the quality of your graph, the quality of your results, and etc. Let me see if there is another question. Mohammed Alo Talibi, I'm rooting for you all the time, brother. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Like, I hope you, man. Another thing, if you guys want to talk to me, the best way to talk to me is either on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go there and follow and send me a DM that I'm gonna reply, or on email. And the contact of the email is the one that is on YouTube. In all the description of all the videos, there are all the links, including my email. So if you want to talk to me, I'm happy to get back to you. Let me see if there is another question. Romulo, I've seen all of your videos at least 10 times each, and I literally hear your voice in my mind before I make every decision at the table. Bro, your name is Jay. I wanted to know your name. Thank you for vlogging. You have helped me a lot. Man, I'm happy to read that, bro. Like, one of the things, I didn't only make this channel for money. Like, one thing that happened to me is that when I started making money from the game, there was one day in my life that I swear I looked at like $10,000 at the time, something like that, and I put it like this. And guys, I was miserable. I wasn't happy. Like in this day, I realized that money is not what's gonna make me happy. I need more than that, you know. And so I started in this channel from Jay, that I don't know his name, is just Jay here, just brings me happiness, and money doesn't substitute that, you know. Like I want money, I definitely want money, but only money is not enough for me. I want to be a good example for other generations. For example, I want to be a old guy. I want to be an old guy that a wise young guy looks at me and says, man, I gotta talk to this guy because I have a lot to learn from him, you know. Or I want to be a good example for other generations because I feel like that's gonna fulfill my life. One day we will all die here. We will all die. We're just here passing by. We will die, and what we're gonna leave in this world is our legacy. So I really wanna build things that in the end of my life I'm proud of, and that's one of the things. This live stream is gonna be available forever, and maybe my son will watch this live stream while I'm already dead, and he can watch this and he can remember that his father did something good for the world, delivered value, and I'm really attached to this. I'm not attached exactly to what people are saying about me, but I'm really attached to what people that really know me are saying about me, my family, my best friends, and etc. I see you always buying for the max all the time. What are your thoughts about buying short to reduce variance from bad players you call 3 bets too much pre-flop? Man, I'm gonna always buying for the max because I know that I know how to use my stack better than most people. So I'm gonna be able to extract maximum value when I can. I'm gonna be able to put a lot of pressure and like when I can. So that's what I do. But you can definitely build a strategy buying in short that is a profitable strategy. But the rake is gonna be even more relevant to you because the pots that you're gonna win will only be 2 times, 3 times how much your stack is. While if I have a 300 big blind stack, sometimes I'm gonna win a 600 big blind pot. While if you have a 50 big blind stack, if you're lucky, you're gonna win sometimes a 150 big blind pot, 200 big blind pot. So yeah, you can build a strategy that allows you to buy in short and still make profit. But the most profitable players in the game that you are playing, they are definitely buying in for the max and extracting maximum value where they can. I hope I answered your question. Ian Bogart. Bobbert23 asks, can you go through a hand on GTO Wizard and give your thought process? You gotta give me the hand. Let me see if I have a history. Bro, let's say here, hijack open raises and I'm in the button with ace king. So I'm gonna 3-bet with ace king. Some ace king offsuit can only call 23% of the times. But I look at GTO Wizard, guys, in a way that I definitely want to learn from GTO Wizard, but I want to think with my own head. So if I'm only 3-betting or folding most of the times, when I see ace king offsuit or ace king suited, I'm going to 3-bet. I'm not going to slow play because I'm already 3-betting a bunch of hands. So when I have a premium, what I want to do is 3-bet. So I would 3-bet. Let's say the guy 4-bets. No. Fold. Let's say hijack 4-bets. And then if I was in a live table 2-5 and I got 4-bet and I have ace king offsuit, even though GTO Wizards is telling me to go all in 42% of the times, re-raise 8.9% of the times, and call 48.3% of the times. So basically GTO Wizard does everything besides folding here. What I would try to do is to understand what is that guy doing, what is the range from that guy. For example, would he do that with ace queen? That's a very important question because ace queen I'm crushing. So that's gonna, if he does that with ace queen, then it gives me more incentive on staying in the hand. While if that guy is a very tight guy that will only 4-bet hands like aces, kings, queens, and ace king, maybe it makes a lot of sense to fold, because if his range is aces, kings, queens, jacks, and ace king, I'm either chopping with him, or I'm losing, or I'm flipping. And I remember I 3-betted 8.5 big blinds, so I only have 8.5 big blinds invested in the table. So maybe versus a tight guy I would fold, while versus a very aggressive guy I would go all in, while versus a guy that is average and I really don't know, I'm gonna use my position and I'm gonna call, and depending on the board I'm just gonna go for it. If comes a flop like this, for example, and he c-bets half pot, okay, he c-bets half pot. So with ace king, what I would ask myself is, what am I losing for? I'm losing for aces, I'm losing for the last combination of kings, and I'm losing for tens. I don't think he has sevens. So I'm losing for aces, one combination of kings, because I have a king and there's a king in the flop, and I'm losing for tens. While I'm chopping with ace king, I'm winning ace queen, I'm winning queens, I'm winning jacks, I'm not blocking queens or jacks. So I would go for it, Like I wouldn't, if I hit a flop like this, I would go for it. While if I hit a flop like this, I didn't hit it. He's gonna c-bet and I'm gonna fold because I have ace king and I'm in position, That's how I would view on GTO Wizard. I'm not the guy that looks at GTO Wizard and looks at like this, oh, what GTO Wizard does, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. No, I try to adapt to the players I'm playing against. When I'm playing the table, I'm really trying to be aware what each player is doing wrong, what each player is doing right, and I try to adapt to their game in a way that I maximize my winnings over each player. So I want to have an edge on all the players at the table, but to have an edge on each one of those players, I gotta be a little different, because each of those players have different leaks, have different weaknesses, have different strengths. So each of those players demand different things for me to be able to make the most profit I can over those players. I hope I answered your question, bro. I've been watching since vlog number 1. I've learned so much from watching you. When are you coming back to Chicagoland area? Bro, I love Chicago. Chicago will always be Ian Bogart. I love Chicago. Chicago will always be in my heart. But nowadays the trips that I'm gonna do more often is like US. Well, it's like Vegas, it's like Los Angeles, it's like Chicago could be. I really want to go to Asia. I have a student from Asia that became a really good friend of mine that we are scheduling a trip to Asia. So the next time I'm going to Chicago, I don't know. I got a lot of brothers in Chicago, really brothers that I love and that I miss them. But Chicago is not the best city for me to visit in the US right now. There's at least 3 states that are better, which is Texas, for example. Texas, man, if I decided to go to US, to live inside US and play inside a room in the US, that room would be most likely Texas Card House Dallas, because there are many games there, big games, people buy in deep, people make a lot of mistakes, people play really bad pre-flop and post-flop, so it brings a lot of space to make profit. While Chicago, many places in Chicago didn't even allow me to record, many places in Chicago. And nowadays, if I play poker, I want to record, when I'm playing and I'm recording, I found a way to recording doesn't bother me anymore, I'm just recording, but you cannot see my hand if you're in my side because I put in an angle that you can't see. So whenever I'm playing nowadays live poker, I try to record, and man, I'm preparing a lot of good things in this channel. If you're not subscribed here and you're watching this live stream, you just burning money, because there's a lot of money that you will be able to make by watching the content here, and that's it. Do you have to join the Telegram group to get the ebook? No, the ebook will go straight to your email, bro. But if you join the Telegram group, you're gonna have access to exclusive contents, offers, a bunch of things that will bring value to you. The Telegram group is not about me, it's about you again. I'm gonna make exclusive offers there. I'm gonna make exclusive contents there. So I highly recommend you to join the Telegram, but you don't need to necessarily join the Telegram to download and read the ebook. Which online platform you recommend the most? Bro, I recommend you to play wherever is the best choice for you to play. But the one I recommend is either Club GG or Poker Bros. That are the ones I play. If you want to play in the same clubs as me, you just have to click the link in the description, and you're going to have all the step-by-step guide for you to be able to play there. Mohammed Alotaibi. Thank you for the help, bro. Bobbert. Another question. Do you ever randomize mixed decisions, like if it's a 50-50 call or raise? It's rare. Why? Because usually I try to play the player and I'm playing 5-10, 2-5, 10-20, and the players are still exploitable there. Maybe if I'm playing a very high level game, it makes a lot more sense to randomize, or if I'm playing against a very good player, but usually what I try to do is to adapt my game to the player I'm playing against. So even if GTO tells me, oh, it's a 50-50 randomization, what I will do is I will try to ask myself, what is this guy's tendency? So this guy tends to bluff more than usual. So I'm gonna tend to, let's say I'm between calling or folding. I'm gonna tend to call more often for the guy that bluffs more often, while I'm gonna tend to call less often versus the guy that bluffs less often. So usually I don't randomize my decisions, but it would make more sense to randomize. No, I randomize C-bets, for example. This I do because sometimes I got a C-bet, sometimes I got a check. So sometimes I'm gonna randomize this, but even those times I'm gonna try to adapt to the player. Instead of looking at my game only, I try to understand what I'm supposed to do here, but adapt my game to the player I'm playing against, if that makes sense. Thanks, Mohammed. Yo, guys, if you have any other questions, I'm trying to look at those the questions here. Let me see if I find something that I didn't. Yo, I have a question for you guys. If I did live streams more often, what would you guys like to see here? If I'm thinking about doing live stream more often, what would you guys want me to see me doing? Please respond. Would you like to see me playing online? Would you like me talking about poker? Would you like me to do a calling show, for example? Like to open a live stream and get called by you, and you guys tell me hands that you play, and maybe I give you my perspective over the hands. I really want to do more live streams, and I'm thinking about which ones should I do, and your ideas would be great. Online poker, pulverized 81. Online play as an idea. Okay. Are you coming to Vegas for the World Series of Poker? Yes, Tom, I am. But I am gonna do something a little different than most people. But I think you will enjoy. Punting on ACR would be bad. Would be sweet, bro. I will punt sometimes, but hopefully I'm gonna punt very, very rarely. You know, I'm trying to play my best here. Yeah, there's a guy, bro. I'm not gonna speak. There is a Brazilian guy that is saying for me to make more content in Portuguese. Bro, I love my country and I love people from Brazil. I really do. But I highly recommend for any player from Brazil to learn to speak English, or at least learn to understand English. Because if you don't understand English and you want to play poker, you're at a clear disadvantage. Why? Because you don't know English, so you don't have access to 95% of the best contents in the world. I know that Brazilians are great players and they have a lot of the best players in the world. So you can definitely learn from Brazilians, but you can definitely learn from other people. And most of the best content in the world is in English. So I highly recommend you to start understanding English. And poker in Brazil. We use mostly English language for the things we say, like call, raise, all in, fold. We all use that. So people who play poker and that want to improve at poker, they should definitely learn English to be able to have access to more English content. All of the above. Okay, a lot of online. Watching you play online. Okay. Random hands with subscribers. Okay, thank you, Jose. Man, I'm gonna play more online. I see that you guys want online poker. Okay. Calling might be good. You could also premiere your vlog and be in the chat to answer any questions live. Nice, Robert. I like that idea, man. I really like that idea. I'm gonna try to do that next vlog. So you guys want online poker and call in. All right. Yo, guys, if you're here and you haven't read my book, now is the time. Just click the link in the description. Another question. Will you be doing a meetup game in the East Coast? Bro, Hustler Casino always has open doors for me, and I appreciate that. Most likely if I go to LA, I'm going to do a meetup game there. I don't have any open doors in Vegas, and I don't know if I'm going to do exactly a meetup game. But what I can do is like saying, oh, I'm going to be in this casino, so go there if you want to say hi or whatever. I'm going to play a lot at the Wynn, most likely, because they allow to record. So if you guys want to come through and say hi and talk to me, I'm going to most likely be at the Wynn a lot over the World Series playing cash games. And I don't know about meetup game. Most likely I'm going to do a meetup game in the East Coast sometime. I just don't know where exactly. If you have a place that is open doors, that has open doors for me, tell them to reach me on email that I would love to do a meetup game again on East Coast while the World Series is happening. I could do that. And yeah. Are you on Twitter? Robert asked. Bro, I am on Twitter, but my account is like a ghost account. And like, you can follow me there. If I see result on Twitter, I can come back on posting on Twitter. But one thing I realized after those 2 years of the channel is that I know how to make videos. I'm good at making videos. I'm good at talking. I'm good at answering questions. I'm good at talking about poker. So I'm going to exploit what I'm good at, which is this. So I'm going to be more active on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. But yeah, I have a Twitter. Is Poker Profit 1. If I'm not mistaken. Poker Profit 1. Also, playing online might be good with going over thought process. Okay, one thing that made me not open live streams online is because I am unexperienced in live streams. Just so you guys understand, I brought this guy with me only to help me with the live stream today, in which that's a simple live stream. But I was feeling insecure about doing because I'm not good at live stream, you know. So I'm gonna prepare myself to make more live stream playing poker, and you can expect I'm gonna do that. But I'm also gonna keep making videos and etc. And thank you all for the comments here to tell me. I see that you guys want me to play online and also a calling show. That's cool. Come to NYC and play. I can find you good games. Yo, Bert, talk to me on Instagram. I never been to LA, to New York City, because games are illegal there, as far as I know. And so I don't know where to play and etc. But if I had a plug, I would love to go to New York, man. Like, yo, guys, you gotta remember, I'm from Brazil, guys. So even though poker is what I know and what I love doing and what I do of my life, I don't know much about like states, you know. Like, I am from Brazil, just like I know a lot about Brazil, and you guys from the states know a lot about states. I have a lot to learn from you, just like where to play in New York, where to go in New York. Usually when I go to US, I am alone most of the times, and it's not because I like to be alone, but I would like to have more friends as well from US. because I learn a lot from you, because you guys live a different life than me, just as I live a different life than you. So we both have a lot to learn from each other. So if you guys wanna say hi and talk to me anything, the best way is either on my Instagram, PokerProfit1, or on email, which is the contact that is on YouTube, which is contact@pokerprofit.io, and you can talk to me there. I think a call-in show would be cool. Yeah, bro, I'm down to do that. And I'm down to play online as well. Come to New IC and play. Yeah, guys, I think this is going to be it for this live. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any last question, let me know, that I'm happy to answer. But I think we already have more than an hour of live. Hopefully we're gonna do more of this. If you haven't read my book, go do that right now. And I hope you enjoyed this live, and I see you next time, guys. Peace.